Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to the channel. So today is Black Friday 2020, and it has been a Black Friday season unlike any other because the deals have been going on all month long. But there's one spot I've been waiting for the deals to start, I guess I'll say, and that is at Dollar Tree. So November 27th, which is today, was the official drop of the newest wave of the films at Dollar Tree. So I know we had one late September, which covered both September and October, so we have all been anxiously awaiting the November drop, and it is here. It is upon us. I know some of you have been fortunate enough to find some of your movies earlier this week, but for me, I was only able to find some today. So I found a ton. When I was looking at the pictures, I didn't think there was going to be many that I wanted, but of course, when you're there, you're actually holding the items in your hand. It's a whole nother story. So I went a little bit nuts as per usual. So I am going to be breaking down my Dollar Tree haul into two separate videos. Each of them is going to have 31 movies in it. I split them down the middle. So with both of these, I will start with DVDs, and then I'll move over to the Blu-rays like I always do. So we have so many movies to talk about today. So I'm not going to put any trailers in this one just because it's going to be too many. Like, there are 31 different releases here. It's just going to be too much to put trailers in. So I apologize if you do like those, but they will be back for my standard haul videos moving forward. For my Dollar Tree hauls, it doesn't make much sense because I want to get these filmed and out as quickly as I can so you guys can see what you might be able to find at your local Dollar Tree. So, all right, enough chit chat. Let's get to the movie. So got 31 different releases to talk about today, so let's dive right in. Because there are so many movies to talk about today, I'm going to try to get through these as quickly as I possibly can, which I always say, and it always ends up being a stupid long video, but just stick with me. That's what I'm going to attempt to do today. So first up, we have something that I've never spent any time with. This is Doctor Who. We have Series 8 Part 1 and Series 8 Part 2. So I'm very happy that I was able to find these at the Dollar Tree. I know Best Buy had, I think it was Series 10 or maybe 12. I think it was the female-led Doctor Who, whichever series that was on sale at Best Buy for like $10, but I ended up missing out on that one. So I figured this is the next best thing. This has Peter Capaldi and Jenna Coleman, it says. So I know nothing of Doctor Who. I know it is one of the more popular things out there, especially overseas. I think that's really where it was just hugely popular and then made its way over here eventually. So very intrigued to check out this because I've never seen it and I really want to see how this series is. Heard so many great things. So Doctor Who, the complete, what would it be? Series 8. So Part 1 and Part 2. That's the first thing I was able to find at Dollar Tree. These next four are all themed, and their theme is Vikings. So I'm going to show them all kind of at the same time here. First up, we have Blood of the Vikings, Last of the Vikings. So I don't know if this is like a sequel or something. But then we have The Viking War and Viking War. So I thought these were the same movie with two different covers, but they are not. It looks like this one is Viking War, the Last Battle of the Vikings, and then this one is just the Viking War, but they have different directors and they're released by different companies, so I'm assuming that they are different movies. So we'll see how these are. So these are all Viking related. And then there is Pagan Warrior, which it feels like a Viking movie if you look at the cover art and on the back there. So I'm assuming this is going to be very similar. This one I think is going to have a little more supernatural elements to it, which sounds pretty cool. So I don't know. I don't normally watch these, but I grabbed some on the last Dollar Tree haul, so I figured I would keep going with them. So kind of a 4-pack of Viking or Viking-related movies. So we have, again, Viking War, the Last Battle of the Vikings, Blood of the Vikings, and The Viking War, along with The Pagan Warrior. So 4 movies that seem kind of similar to me, so I wanted to group them together. So let me know if you guys have seen any of these Viking movies. I know there are quite a handful of these. I'm guessing they got popular once the TV series kicked off, so I don't know. Hopefully they'll be pretty decent though. So 4 Viking movies. Here's another one that I never would have grabbed unless it was $1, but we have a double feature. This is Dungeons & Dragons and then Dungeons & Dragons Wrath of the Dragon God. So I'm assuming it's the original and then the sequel. So I think I actually did a review of, there was a Blu-ray release of like maybe the 3rd and 4th movie in the Dungeons & Dragons series. I thought they were okay. They didn't really tickle my fancy all that much, but I figured I would give the original 2 a shot because they were so cheap. So Dungeons & Dragons 2-pack on DVD. Can't beat the price. This one looks pretty cool. This is another adaptation of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and this one was released in 2007. So if you know the story of Frankenstein, you know what this one's about. So we'll see. I don't know. It looks decent, so hopefully it'll be pretty fun. I enjoyed Frankenstein when I read it, so hopefully I will like some adaptations of that story. So Frankenstein from 2007. This one looks really cool. This is from 2015, Avas Possessions. So this actually takes place after our main character has gone through an exorcism. She had a demonic spirit inside of her. So now she's attending a group called Spirit Possessions Anonymous. It's a support group, something like AA, which is just silly as hell. So hopefully this one will be pretty cool. But look at the back there, like a really creepy image on the back. I love the neon light style of the art here. I think it looks really cool. So we'll check out Avas Possessions from 2015. There were actually a surprising amount of James Franco films available at Dollar Tree today, and one of them that I did grab was The Institute. So this looks like it is a woman who is sent to like an insane asylum, I guess, or an asylum in the late 1800s, and then she is subjected to a lot of crazy experiments that you would normally see during this time. And the craziest part is that this is actually based on a true story, apparently. So this one looks pretty interesting, and it has this slipcover, which it has the sticker on the back. So if I can't get that one off, the slipcover will be trashed, but hopefully I can with Goo Gone. So we'll see how this one is. The Institute, starring James Franco. I actually passed by this one like a dozen times as I was sifting through the movies, but then something caught my eye. I mean, just look at this. It's called Big Man Japan, and this one was released in 2007, but take a look at the back here. This looks absolutely bonkers, so I had to pick it up. Like, it just looks so amazing and ridiculous. So I definitely will be checking this one out soon because it looks so crazy. So we'll check this out. He is a superhero, I guess, but it's just obviously, you know, kind of one of those bizarro movies. So hopefully this one will be pretty fun. So Big Man Japan from 2007. You guys know I love my triple features when it comes to these Dollar Tree hauls, and here's a good one. This is Jamesy Boy, Rampage, and Baytown Outlaws, which, if you guys are interested, Baytown Outlaws was available on Blu-ray at Dollar Tree if you wanted it that way. I decided not to get it just because I had it in this triple pack, and frankly, it doesn't sound like it's going to be that great of a movie anyway, so I don't need it twice. But really, the only reason I wanted this was for Rampage. This is a Uwe Boll film, which is, you know, regarded often as one of the worst directors ever. So I had to see this, and for, you know, the 33 cents I ended up paying for it, this is definitely going to be worth it. So we will check this out. And Jamesy Boy looks pretty good as well. Just the cast: Ving Rhames, Mary Louise Parker, James Woods. So this one should be pretty decent. So we'll check this out. Oh, and I should mention Baytown Outlaws does have Billy Bob Thornton and Ava Longoria. So maybe it's not going to be bad, but we'll see. So this is a pretty cool triple feature I was able to pick up. I grabbed one or two other films that were similar to this last month, where it is like kind of Nazi-sploitation, but done in like a werewolf setting. So this is called Iron Wolf, and the tagline is, "It lurks in the darkness," but it looks like it is going to be a werewolf film that takes place during, you know, the Second World War. So should be pretty fun. I, you know, am very interested to check these out because they're usually goofy fun. So we'll see how Iron Wolf is. This is one I grabbed for one reason and one reason only. It stars Scout Taylor Compton, who you may or may not know from the Halloween remakes, the Rob Zombie Halloween films, which I really like her. I think I met her at one of the Comic-Cons I was at. Super nice person. So I'm very, happy to support these independent, low-budget horror films she does. So this one is Feral, and this one was released in 2016. So yeah, it looks like one of those, infection films of people taking over. So should be pretty interesting. And again, it has a really good actress in it, so hopefully it'll be fun. So Feral from 2016. This next one I'm actually really excited about because it's from, if you look at it, it looks like it's just a low-budget independent horror film. But if you get a little bit closer there, you'll see it's from the director of the Friday the 13th remake and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, which are two of my absolute favorite remakes of all time. So this is directed by Exeter, directed by Marcus Nispel. So this one was released in 2012, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, just the names on it alone, the director behind it is enough to get me interested. And if you look at the screenshot, they look like they're going to be pretty good. So I'm really intrigued to check out Exeter. So I'll let you guys know how this one is once I get around to it. This film was really giving me vibes of something like The Descent, which is one of my favorite horror films of all time. This is Indigenous. So take a look down here. Like, it looks like we're going to have people that go into some sort of cave setting and come across these indigenous creatures, which are going to be pretty creepy. So if this is half as good as The Descent, then it was worth the $1 I paid. So I'm very interested in checking this one out. So this is Indigenous, and this one is from 2014. Here's one that I've heard a lot of good things about, but I've never seen it, and I've never seen the original. So I will have to get that eventually. But this is Chrome Skull, Laid to Rest 2. So this is a slasher film, and this one came out in 2011. And obviously this is Laid to Rest 2, so there is an original, but I've not seen that, so I don't know if that one is any good or not, but we'll check this out. This is, I'm guessing, one that you can probably watch the sequel without seeing the original and probably not be too terribly lost. So I will check this one out. So Chrome Skull, Laid to Rest 2. I was really excited to find this one just because we are entering the Christmas season. This is Krampus, the Christmas Devil. So this, of course, is, probably released because of the film Krampus that came out around the same time. This one came out in 2014. So it's going to be based around the same urban legend or fairy tale, whatever it is. So this one should be a lot of fun. It looks like the low budget version of Krampus. So really intrigued to check this one out. And I know there are sequels to this, if I remember right. So we'll see how Krampus, the Christmas Devil, is. So we have a Scream Factory release, which is always exciting to get from the Dollar Tree. And this is another one I grabbed simply because of the actress. Ellen Page is in this one, who I think is fantastic. So this is called The Cured, and this is a zombie movie, but it sounds like from everything I'm reading about it that it's going to be done in a unique way. So should be pretty cool. This one was released in 2018, and again, it's a Scream Factory release, which I love finding at the dollar store. So I'm very intrigued about this one. So The Cured from 2018. This next one had a cover that was really familiar to me, but I'd never seen the film. It is just one of the more eye-catching covers out there. I love the weapons on the bottom there, just so cool. This is Intruders, and this one was released in 2014. So not only does the cover look awesome, but it also has Rory Culkin in it, who is Macaulay Culkin's son, who is also in Scream 4, and I thought he did a fantastic job there. So very interested in this one. It looks cool. The cover sounds awesome. The actors sound great, so I'm very interested to check out Intruders from 2014. This is one that I thought was a horror anthology, but looking at it now, I don't think it is. I thought I'd heard of this before, though. It's called Fear Inc., and it has a cool cover. But Abigail Breslin is in this, which is awesome. And it has the Catcher from Sandlot in it, so yes, I'm interested. But it looks like Fear Inc. is like a company or a service that our main character calls to prank his friends, but then they kind of take things too far, it sounds like. Obviously, it's going to be horror themed, so I don't know. This sounds pretty cool. It's not what I thought it was when I initially picked it up, but it still looks like it's going to be one that's pretty fun. So Fear Inc., and this one was released in 2017, it looks like. Here's another one with just such an engaging cover. Like, look how creepy that is. This is called Blackwood, and this one was released in 2015. And this one is actually another BBC not series, but BBC film. And so, yeah, this one looks just awesome. Look at that. Like, this is basically a man has a nervous breakdown, so he moves his family out to, I'm guessing, this kind of creepy mansion out in the woods, and then he starts having visions, and I'm sure it's just a haunted house or a haunted setting type film. So it sounds really interesting and has just the super creepy cover. So very interested in this one. So Blackwood from 2015. This next one is called Bottom Feeder, and it stars, as you can see, Tom Sizemore, who I know is not the best human being on the planet, but it's interesting just because he went to the same university I did, and he actually has the same degree that I do from that university, so that's always fun, there's that. But yeah, I know he's kind of a garbage person, but either way, he stars in this movie called Bottom Feeder, which looks like it is about this group of people who are down in this subway system, and they come across a creature. So it's a creature feature that takes place in like the subway system, which is always fun for me. So I'm very intrigued to check out Bottom Feeder. The last DVD I'm going to show in this haul is one that there's no way the film can live up to the cover, because look at that cover. It's pretty awesome. This is called Candyland, and this one was released in 2015. So take a look at the back here, and who do we have? Gary Freakin Busey is in this one. So this is just going to be total hot trash, like one of those things where he probably appears for 5 minutes, gets his paycheck, and that's that. So I don't know. It's just the cover was too good to pass up, so I had to grab it. And it's a Halloween or a Christmas themed horror movie, so obviously I was interested. So Candyland from 2015 with the one and the only Gary Busey in it. So fantastic. All right, so let's switch gears and talk about the Blu-rays that I found. So first up, we have a Steven Seagal action vehicle, much past his prime. This is called The Perfect Weapon. And this one was released in 2016. So you can see there, like I said, it is a Steven Seagal that is just doing movies for a paycheck at this point, but who cares? Maybe it'll be fun. It's just a stupid action film. So we'll check out The Perfect Weapon from, 2015. This next one actually looks pretty cool, and it's from Shout Factory, which is always fun. So this is from 2013. It's called Vinyl. And I guess this is actually based on a true story of, Mike Peters. It's his true rock and roll hoax of 2004. So it looks like these group of kids have a band and they're trying to release a single. Nobody will buy it. And so then they come up with some crazy plan to get it out there to kind of reveal the shadiness of the recording industry. That's what I'm gathering from the back here. So we'll see how this one is. It sounds pretty interesting, and it has just, I don't know, I like the cover. It's eye-catching, so that's always good. But yeah, we'll check out Vinyl from 2013. We have another one starring James Franco, but this one also has Josh Hartnett and Robert Duvall, which is just an awesome cast. So we have Wild Horses, and this one was released in 2015. So normally this isn't the type of film I would gravitate towards, but reading the back description, it actually sounds like it is kind of the search for a missing person. A case has gone cold after 15 years, but then new evidence pops up and they're trying to figure out, what happened, basically. That's kind of what I'm gathering from the back here. So I am huge into that stuff, so I'm very intrigued to check out this one. So Wild Horses from 2015 with just an awesome cast. Here's another one I got because of the cast. It has Christopher Walken, Christian Slater, Jess Bradford. I mean, the list goes on and on, but this is called The Power of Few, and this one was released in 2013. So, yeah, this one looks like it is a grocery store heist gone wrong, but it's supposed to be a lot more meaningful and a lot more powerful than that, according to what I'm reading on the back here. So, should be pretty interesting, and again, it has an awesome cast, so hopefully it will be a pretty fun kind of action vehicle with some sentimentality behind it, maybe, or some meaning behind it. So, we'll see how The Power of Few is from 2013. Yes, 2013. This one is awesome because it has one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. This stars Steve Austin and it's called Knockout. So there are a few Steve Austin movies that I've always wanted to see. This one is not necessarily one of those, but I'll check it out anyway. This one admittedly sounds pretty corny, like our main character is a boxer and his biggest opponent is his bully who he's trying to beat. And so he turns to the school janitor, who apparently is a former boxer who is played by Steve Austin, in order to kind of train and learn to overcome this bully. So it sounds like one of his lesser ones, but frankly, they're all probably lesser. So it's not necessarily one I would have loved to have found, but it's still a Steve Austin vehicle, so I wanted to check it out. So Knockout, and this one was released in 2010, so we'll see how this one is. This next one I knew nothing about, but the cover was eye-catching and it sounds pretty cool, and it's actually a musical biopic, which is always fun. So this is CBGB from 2013. So I guess the club owner, who's played by Alan Rickman, who is just one of the best, was trying to bring in bands to his club, country, bluegrass, and blues bands, but was having a hard time doing that, so he just started bringing in local musicians to play original music. Well, it turns out he launched the careers of Patti Smith, Blondie, the Talking Heads, and the Ramones, amongst others. So a very famous club in New York City, I believe. So this one should be a heck of a lot of fun and it has really good reviews. So very interested to check out CBGB from 2013. And we're down to our last one of this haul. So this is probably my favorite find of the bunch, just because it's a movie I've known and I've wanted to see for quite a while now. It looks like a lot of fun. This is called Keanu, and this one was released in 2016. So this is the story of the animal here, the cat, I believe, is who Keanu is. And this is Key and Peele, of course, who are just absolutely hysterical if you like their style of humor, which I do. So yeah, I am super interested in checking this one out. If I remember right, I feel like this may have been kind of like an answer to John Wick, but done in a comedic form, kind of a satire on John Wick. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's called Keanu. John Wick stars Keanu Reeves. It's about a cat who they're trying to track down. Obviously, John Wick is, there's a dog that plays a major character there. So I think it's kind of a satire on that. But again, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments below. Either way, I want to see this one, and I was very excited to find this. So Keanu will wrap up this part of the Dollar Tree haul. All right, and there they are. I can't fit them all in, but that's the vast majority of the 31 movies that I just talked about today. So again, this is just part one of a two-part November Dollar Tree haul. So hopefully you guys will check back in the next couple of days and check out part two as well. And please let me know down in the comments below, have you been able to find anything good at Dollar Tree this week? I would love to hear from you guys down there. Let me know if there's anything in here that is worth my time or anything that I should just trade off. I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments below. As always, if you guys did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to Cinefessions here on YouTube. And if not, thank you anyway for watching this video. I really do appreciate that. And as I always say, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media, be it books, movies, video games, comic books. If it's media related, I'm interested. And if you are too, please consider subscribing. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.